Hello, this is Neha, and you're watching. I know it had been a long gap, but there were few reasons that I couldn't upload the video. But the thing is, I came back, and this will be a big lesson for you people also, that no matter what, how many ever struggles comes, how many ever difficulties comes, but the thing what you have started shouldn't be end without reaching to its success. So no matter what, I'm back now. So today we will be discussing the part 2 of the important banking terminologies. We have also discussed the 10 terminologies which is in the part. So, without wasting much time, let's start. Here are the 10 words which we will be discussing. The first one is fiscal policy, second one is monetary policy, third one is fiscal consolidation, fourth one is current account deficit, fifth one is disinvestment receipts, sixth one is wholesale price index, seventh one is consumer price index, eighth one is advancing pricing agreement, ninth one is external commercial borrowing, 10th one is currency devaluation. So when we get into the deep of this, the word fiscal policy says that, see, the word fiscal itself is other meaning for money. All right, so what are the policies of money that government have in its hands? What are the policies related to the money that government have in it? So when it comes to RBI, it becomes monetary policy. When it comes to the government, it becomes fiscal policy. So fiscal policy is generally known to be whatever the government does, the steps taken by the government in the course of the economy through the decisions maybe on taxes and spendings, a budget, all such kind of things are considered to be a fiscal policy. All over, it is nothing but any decision the government is taking regarding money and regarding the economy of the country, then it is known to be what? It is known to be a word given fiscal policy. All right. So moving on to the next second word, that is monetary policy. As I had explained to you, monetary policy, I had explained, I had discussed few limbs of it in my first part 1 of terminologies of economics, but here I can explain it in depth, that monetary policy, like whatever the decisions are taken by the central bank to influence the course of economy through its decisions. Maybe it may be a money supply, it may be about the regardings of interest rate, rep interest rates, like repo rate, reverse repo rate, all such kind of decisions which a central bank hold regarding money is known to be monetary policy. So you should make it very very clear that if a government is taking any decision regarding money, that becomes fiscal policy. If RBI is taking any decision regarding money, that comes under monetary policy. All right, with this, let us move to the third one, which is known to be fiscal consolidation. So fiscal, you already know, that is money. Now consolidation, in the sense, what you do the adjustments, what do you do the compromisations with the money to cope up with the loss or with the demerits in it. So the term refers to the things that government does to maintain good fiscal health. Where it should look after that, it should not go so wrong, and it should not get into so depths, and it should not get into fiscal deficit. So any terms that refers to the things that government does to maintain good fiscal health of the country. Maybe, not doing any wasteful expenditures and improving revenue opportunities and cutting down the debts, increasing the capital income. Any decision which is taken in regards to improve the economy, that is known to be what? Fiscal consolidation. For example, see, if I wanted to make you more understandable, so see, you have an income of 6,000 per month, and when you calculated all your expenses of your home, then it is going to be, you got to know it is 7.5k, 7,500. So what will you do? You will curb out something, you will compromise with something, you will cut down something, you will cut down some unwanted wasteful you know expenses to come into a track, not to go into debt. So that decisions are considered to be what? Fiscal consolidation. All right, moving on to the fourth one, that is current account deficit. See, deficit is something, the for example, the deficit in the sense debt, deficit in the sense the outgo is more than the income. All right. Yeah. So now your current account deficit is a clear meaning that it's a trade measure actually that shows the value of a country's import of goods and services to be higher than the value of its exports. All right. So you are, buying more than you sell something. All right. So you are buying something more from the other countries than you sell the things. So hence you are in the deficit, you are in the loss. So current account deficit is only related to trade, and if it is about the fiscal deficit, it comes all over the economy. If your income is very low and your debts are more, then it is called to be fiscal deficit, we call it as. When it comes only about trade, then the name which we give it to it is current account deficit. Current account deficit. All right. So the next one is fifth one, that is disinvestment receipts. The term refers to the money raised by the government through disinvestment or the sale of its equity stake in companies it owns. For example, I have bought a home, okay, I have bought a house for some around 15 lakhs. All right, that was my investment in it. Now I am in trouble, I'm in debt. I wanted money somehow to run, my economic things smoothly. So what will I do? I will disinvest it. I'll either sell my house or either I'll rent it to someone for some time. So in such a way, if the government is selling its bonds to someone, or if it is selling its stake, it's part of income giving property to someone, then it is called to be what? Disinvestment receipts. So you are disinvesting something what you had invested, you are selling it something. So receipts, in the sense you are receiving money out of that, hence it is called to be disinvestment receipts. All right. The sixth one is wholesale price index. Maybe with the name itself, few people have maybe analyzed it. It's a measure of inflation. Actually, I had explained very clearly what is inflation in my previous video. If you have not watched, please do that. So here it's a measure of inflation or price change arrived after regularly measuring the prices of a sleeve of wholesale goods. All right. So it's only about the wholesale goods, where you can call it as commercial goods. All right, it's about only commercial goods in a larger scale, in an export import scale. if you see any irregularities and any changes and any inflation in the prices, then that particular word is known to be wholesale price index. The same thing, if there is an inflation in the normal daily life products that we consume, the smaller products, all right, which is called to be consumer products, which we consume daily, like I had given in my last video example about onion, petrol and all. If there is a change of prices in that, if there is an inflation in such goods, then it is known to be what? Consumer price index. Consumer price index, which is our 7th one, is known to be a measure of inflation arrived after regular measuring of the price of sleeve in the household goods and services. I hope you're clear with it. So the 8th one what we will be discussing here is advance pricing agreement. So basically it's an agreement between a tax paying entity and the taxman that indicates how the former will price transaction with its associates. So it's an agreement, no matter what are the changes in the market, we are bound to with fixed contract, and we will be undergoing with that such thing only in an fixed time period with the taxman, paying for paying a tax. Okay, so it's a tax paying entity and taxman's conversation about pricing. So hence it is called to be advance pricing agreement. In advance you are setting up some contract, and there will be set some contract with it, so that there will be no changes, no matter in the market whatever it is, you will be paying the fixed tax of it. All right, so I hope you have understood this. So the next word what you need to go through is external commercial borrowing, that is in short called to be ECB, which refers to a commercial loan. It's a commercial loan which will be of minimum 3 years maturity, and that can be raised from any lender from the outer countries where interest rates may be lower than the our country India. So if you are borrowing any commercial loan from other country where the interests are low for your commercial purpose, then it is known to be what? External commercial borrowing. Now the last one of this session is currency devaluation. So the word itself, if you split and see, you can get a whole meaning of the word. So deliberately it is a downward adjustment, you can call it as, only to value your country's currency relative to other currency. You need to show the proper value of your currency relative to other currency, as I had given the example of dollar and rupee in my last video. So government make this only because to make our exports more competitive and our imports more expensive. So it is one restriction that there will be less imports and there will be more exports. So hence devaluation of currency and changes in the currency and maintaining the proper ratio between the other currency and our currency is very much necessary, which comes under monetary policy of RBI, which it does. So we only do this to make up more exports than to encourage more imports. So this was the 10 words. See, I am saying it here, and maybe you may be only understanding for this time period, but after this it will be blowing out of your minds. But you should be responsible for it, to revise it again and again, and to know the meaning of particular words which are very important for our Indian economy. And if you are planning to have any good journey in the banking sector, then these words are must and should to be known. So I will be meeting you in the next video. Until then, stay at home, stay safe. The situations are, I know those are very critical, but the only solution for this is we keep ourselves at home and get rid of this as soon as possible. I wish a good health for all of you, and I end this video here. Bye bye, see you in the next video. Until then, take care.